Yeah, me too, Immortal. Should be sweet. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Double Mox is a little annoying, but the rest of the hand's reasonable. Land map Opal go. Just in case they have some kind of silly start that involves a tax effect or something. I 4-0'd the Saltus for my opponents. Thanks for the bits, Justin. In what way is this deck different from Lantern Control? Well, for starters, this deck doesn't control the tops of people's libraries. So this deck is locking people out of the game proactively with cards like Chalice of the Void and Sorcerous Spyglass and Needle effects, as opposed to trying to react to the cards on the top of their deck as they draw them. So that makes them kind of play out fundamentally on a different level. A big byproduct of that is that cards like Stony Silence, for instance, are much less good against this deck compared to Lantern Control. What's my opinion on Lantern right now? I find Lantern Control miserable to play with and against, so I don't really play it. Am I just getting... I think this is getting, Darksteel Citadel next turn. Jund, interesting that they shocked. They think maybe I'd have something they could bolt here onto. Abrupt Decay. We're gonna be real sad about that target. I'm gonna grab Darksteel Citadel here still, since I got this other Mox Opal in my hand. That is a really aggressive use of Abrupt Decay. Unless you have 4 Culligan's commands in your deck, you should be far more conservative than that and not use that card willy-nilly. Every card you have that can destroy artifacts is a premium against this deck, so don't use them sparingly. Use them to take the cards that actually lock you out of the game. Don't try and be cute and Stone Rain me. I didn't grab the third blue source because I didn't have this Ensnaring Bridge at the time. And without a third art, I guess I had the Sorcerous Spyglass. I don't know, I just wanted this to be on this turn, but maybe that's irrelevant. Nah, I think that's fine. I guess I could have cast this. Yeah, maybe I should have just gotten an island there. Bitter Blossom, okay. I like how they have Bitter Blossom and they've just like casually done 6 to themselves. And you get a blue source with this. I'm just gonna get Island. I mean, like, there's people that like enjoy sticking needles in themselves, right? Like different people get enjoyment out of different things. Are they, I have no idea what the opponent's doing now. This seems really dangerous if they're a Death Shadow deck, which is what this feels like it implies to me. I'm gonna cast the Spyglass and get some information here in a second. Although I suppose I could also... Welding Jar is a nuts draw. Alright, well with the Welding Jar draw, I'm just gonna go get Bottled Cloister here. And just start generating some card advantage. Lock you out of attacking, go. Opponent's had enough. Alright, yep. I have yet to lose a match to Burn that didn't involve Magic Online fucking up. We lost. The only match I've lost to Burn with this deck involved Magic Online lagging and me sacrificing a Welding Jar to target itself, which directly caused us to lose the game in the match. Yeah, the card I've changed for tonight is I've got 3 copies of Metallic Rebuke in the 75. I've got 1 in the main and 2 in the board. Just trying these out. They're like extra cards that can be good against faster combo decks, and they're a card that works okay against other decks with counter spells. So I think that seems reasonable. Probably not a Sun Droplet matchup. I feel like I could go either way on that one. This seems fine. I don't think I want these other cards up here. Cloister is great. Cloister is one of the better cards in this deck. What's going on, JMP? This is one of the better cards in this deck. What did I cut for Metallic Rebuke? I don't remember. Go look at. No, that's a lie. I cut the second Pyrite Spellbomb in the main, and I cut Padim and something else in the board. I don't think Aether Grid's good enough. Like, they're not a Stony Silence deck, and their creatures are larger. Like, they're probably a Tarmogoyf, Death Shadow, Grimflayer deck, and like killing all those things with Aether Grid seems pretty unlikely. Look, all I'm gonna say is, listen, chat, all I'm gonna say is Jody Keefe showed up to the Open playing Turbo Depths. Can we all agree that lands is a dumpster fire that is terrible in Legacy, like I've been saying for a long time? Can we all just like have a gentleman's agreement that the fact that Jody Keefe has put the deck down means that it's probably not playable? Is that something we could all come together and agree on? Oh, as a way to like kill them with reach, maybe that could be okay. I'm actually not sure. I didn't think about it that way. I don't know. Like, what card would you want me to cut to fit in? To fit that card in, basically. So we're not going to crack the Bauble proactively because we want to be able to enable the Mox Opal. They kind of got punished for getting frisky with their Abrupt Decay last match, so I'm hoping they don't get frisky with it now. Sure, Justin, but like, again, you're trying to win the game, and that's not our goal. Our goal isn't to win the game. I think you're only supposed to bring in Aether Grid when it's helping you not lose, and I don't think this is a matchup where it helps us not lose. I feel like if Aether Grid isn't relevant removal, you shouldn't be boarding it in. Basically what it comes down to. Like, the card is in our sideboard as a way to not die first, as a win condition second, if that makes sense. All right, so now I probably... Oh, you know what? I was supposed to get Darksteel Citadel again there, right? Because then my Mox Opal would be on guaranteed. I was like, now I need to cycle this to try and hit a third land to stick this, but I definitely just should have gotten Darksteel Citadel there again. It would give me my third for this, then I'd be guaranteed to cast this next turn. I don't think so, JMP. Like, again, I don't feel like any of this deck's problems are are solved by winning the game faster. I feel like if your goal is to win the game faster, you should be doing something else. I would prefer to find more ways to not die as opposed to trying to find ways to win. You're surgically deal. Well, I didn't have an option to do that, Justin, because my Opal doesn't currently make mana. If I would have gotten Darksteel Citadel, I've had the option to do that. And I think you're right. If I'd gotten Darksteel Citadel, putting the Spellskite into play here would have been reasonable. Oh, we could have done it before sacking the map. Yeah, that's fair too. Alright, we had a land. I get to play this Ensnaring Bridge out. But it doesn't really do anything, right? Am I supposed to play this to make this not attack next turn? 3, 5, 6, 7. No, that's fine. 3, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'd rather have an extra mana next turn, I think. Cheers are merely. I'm glad you enjoy the stuff, Smurvy. Hope you're having a good evening. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Howdy, howdy. Alright, going to 7 here is a little scary. Yeah, so like, if I would have been aggressive and like gotten the Darksteel Citadel last turn, I could have gone like, I'd have Opal and Spellskite out of my hand here, which means this. We would have taken 2 less because they just wouldn't have shocked themselves. I don't know that we're actually going to be able to get our hand empty here, which is a little worrisome. I think if we draw a land, we can get our hand down to 2 cards. Which means we're just taking a hit from this. They're probably not bending things with this because they really don't want to make either of these larger. Am I getting Teamer Battle Raged? Nope. Already past that point. Just playing another thing post-combat. So hopefully we draw a land and not another like Whir of Invention here. That would be ideal. Bitter Blossom, sure. Oh, land does mean we can work. Ooh, that's pretty good. It doesn't really do much for me though, right? Because I don't have another color. That's super unfortunate. So what can I do? What's the line? I could... I can play this, which turns this on, which then means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can whir for 2 after that. Because this isn't active currently. Oh, I could play this for 0. And then whir for Cloister. And then just be like up a creek without a paddle if they have a Culligan's command. I think I like that anyways. Yeah, fuck it. No gamble, no future, chat. Just do it live. Remember when someone asked a second ago if the Bottled Cloister is good? The answer is yes. The Bottled Cloister is great. Bottle me up, baby. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Beep, 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 doo, 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 doo. I bet nobody ever wanted to hear me sing that song. Well, that's too fucking bad, because now you have. Don't Ancient Grudge me. Don't do it. Have a heart. I can also have Abrupt Decay. Anyway, take the bridge off the table here and we die, but this is our line. And again, I could have been more aggressive 2 turns prior, 1 turn prior, and like had a Spellskite in play already, and that obviously would have been very good for us, right? If they don't have a way to kill us this turn, we'll get the Spellskite out, and then we should be in a pretty good spot. How much do I have to donate for you to never sing it again? God bless. Now I'm gonna have to look up all the actual lyrics to that song so I can just like sing it all the time for you. All right, this is just gonna go Spellskite. I'm just going Spellskite here, right? As like defense is up. Go. You don't board the reanimate in. The reanimate is in the sideboard for you to Burning Wish for against decks that you want it against. God, remember how people ask what our win condition is all the time? It's right here. Have your opponent put Bitter Blossom into play. It's a great win condition. All right. Well, this is the part of the game where we just start getting. Oh wait, I can just Tezzeret. God, this guy's great. Let me tell you about a card that's great. Did you know Tezzeret just gets a Welding Jar every single turn? Minus X. Nope, X is gonna be 0 because that's all I have to pay to get a Welding Jar. And it never gets any less baffling, right? Are we done here yet, opponent? I'm gonna keep getting Welding Jars. Gain a health, draw an extra card. Opponent's a real trooper. Their gluttony for punishment is, their tolerance for punishment is way higher than mine. Alright, so this is getting Welding Jar. And I'm gonna go get a 3rd Welding Jar. Hey, Ron Dalvalis said, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can help me keep doing what I do here, so I appreciate the support. And again, like anything sans Shatterstorm, we should pretty much have locked out of the game at this point. And if they have Shatterstorm, they probably don't have a lot of them. It's okay to lose to Shatterstorm, chat, just so everyone's aware. Because if you're playing a deck like this and your opponent Shatterstorms you, you just have to be aware of the fact that they just wanted it more than you. And that's okay. Modern is a format where occasionally you lose to people that want it more than you do. I mean, I had double Spellskite, triple Welding Jar, so they needed 6 ways before they could kill my bridge, and every turn Tezzeret was getting another way that they needed to play through. This hand just doesn't do anything. It's got Tolaria West and stuff, but doesn't accomplish anything other than that. Well, this hand can never beat a Cabal Therapy, but it's pretty okay if we draw some mana. So let's draw some mana, shall we? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's gonna be okay, Chad. I just believe. People that wanna play catch and release here, I just need you to believe. 7 had 3 tutors, right? You'll be dead before you cast any of them. Alright, running lands. Hit 1. Magic's expensive. And Wizards doesn't really want to make Modern cheaper because they'd rather people play Standard. So one of the things that this deck does much worse than Lantern Control is, as you can see from my hand here, this deck is much worse at getting its hand actually empty, even if we could play these on curve. Although I guess this makes the hand empty automatically, so like maybe that's a wash. My build's actually cheaper. I cut 2 of the Chalices. What would you say the advantage is playing this deck over Chalice? Well, when I play this deck, I don't feel like wanting to end my life. I feel like I'm not miserable. I just hate playing Lantern Control as a deck. I find trying to win the game by managing the top of my library very tedious and boring. I like this deck's a prison deck, but it's proactive as far as prison decks go, which, and this is going to sound like a silly reason to say to play something else, but like, it's more apparent to your opponent with this deck when they can no longer win the game, as opposed to Lantern Control, where there's, you know, people will be like, oh, I could draw my cards, where it's like with this deck, you're like, oh, I've got a Chalice on 2, and I can regenerate my things 3 times, so like you literally just can't win the game, and they're aware of it, so they concede. The same reason you mentioned before, is that why Tezzeret Agent of Bolas? Yeah, he's just another way to actually win the game, and you don't need ways to win the game, you need ways to not die. Alright, well, we're dead. We needed to hit running lands there to curve out into Bottled Cloister. That's unfortunate. Alright. Aether Grid helps us not die, so it sounds great. Sun Droplet helps us not die, so it sounds great. This is not a Damping Sphere matchup. This is not a Rebuke matchup. This is not a Witchbane Orb matchup. Oh, I guess they could be... I guess they could have Drain Elves, right? So it's probably good at stopping Drain Elves. That's not statistically, that's not true. Like, you could be very low to win the game. There's a spider on my table. Get out of here, little spider dude. They can be statistically very low to win the game, but like the chances of like, so they're very unlikely to win the game, but like they're not fully locked out in the same way that they would be with this deck, where like it's very obvious that they have 0 outs left. I don't think I need both of these. I probably just need one. Bring another welding jar back in. Why is Torpor Orb good? It shuts off 8 of their cards. Oh, Torpor Orb stops what Witchbane Orb stops. That's what we're saying. Everything Witchbane Orb stops, Torpor Orb basically also stops, so Torpor Orb is just better. I got there. Trim Needle and keep Spyglass. Yeah, that's probably reasonable, since we want a Chalice on 1 in this matchup. Alright, I think I'm in for this. I think the rest of these cards are kind of mediocre. I think Damping Sphere is too slow. I don't think they're going to have quite enough destruction to need the 4th Welding Jar. This does also shut off Rex Sage, which is nice. This seems fine. Any 1 or 2 mana artifact in that hand's pretty good. Or 0. I'm gonna play this out on 1 proactively here. And I'm gonna play the Opal out as well, because if my opponent has a turn 1 discard spell, there's like these 3 cards are effectively the same thing. So I wanna just like remove choices from them. Yeah, Metallic Rebuke seems neat. Definitely want to give it a try. Am I supposed to a 1-for-1 this year? I don't think so. I feel like this has to temper them a little bit. Like, they can't just go super wide. It does let them play a 3-drop this turn, though. Deal? Yes? Yes. I'd say it resolves, but it's going to be countered upon resolution. Darksteel Citadel is a D-straw there with the Opal out. There's nothing spooky about that play. Their hand's probably just full of 1-drops and they want to like get them out ASAP. Okay. So, are we just getting Torpor Orb next? Feels like Torpor Orb ASAP is the goal, right? Do I just like go get Torpor Orb now? Just so they can't like company in response? I think that's the plan. I think it's just go get Torpor Orb now. The green-black elf list from the Grand Prix that we played the other night only had... what's the word I'm searching for? It only had 2 Abrupt Decays in the board, I believe, so... And it had 2 Wreck Sages, so the fact that they already burned one of these means they should be running pretty slim on ways to take these things off the board. And, like, I drew this Academy runes like a professional, so... You can just recover it. No, it says can't be countered by spells or abilities. No, it just says can't be countered in general. Look at that. I should read the card. Reading the card explains the card. My card's worded so poorly. It can be countered by game rules. Yep. And then next turn we're going to get down to 1 card in hand. They can hit us for 5 this turn because they can attack and then use this to pump. Game rules don't counter spells anymore. What are you talking about? They just don't resolve. Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that the same thing? It just doesn't resolve versus it was countered. Aren't those... Someone explain to me how these things are different, please. Are we having fun yet, opponent? Not according to Baral. God bless. Oh yeah, you cast that 2/2 for 2 mana, opponent. You get in there with that dirty little elf. Ain't nobody drawing cards. The Torpor are here. Deal. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. All right. If they're playing... Oh, you know what? Shit. They, There was... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we talked about the GP list, and I was talking about Abrupt Decays. There were 10 out of 10, 2 copies of Fracturing Gust in the GP Elf sideboard. There were definitely 2 copies of Fracturing Gust in the GP list sideboard. And I am suddenly very, very scared because the elf player in the top 8 of the Grand Prix wanted it way more than we did. Yeah, Fracturing Gust is terrifying. All right, what are we doing here? How do we... It's time to Chalice for 5, right? All right, I'm gonna go get one more Welding Jar here. So that way if they draw Fracturing Gust, I can keep a Bridge and a Torpor Orb. Yeah, like Gust is just like annoying. It's not even gonna win the game at this point. Deal. Trigger. Oh wait. JK. Wonder if they cut the Fracturing Gust. Wonder if they cut the Fracturing Gust. Hey, let's go. Time to run it back, chat. Ooh. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you're having had a great weekend. Having a good wrap up here. Hanging out playing some Modern Night. We're in our second match with Blue Red Prison. Heading to game 3 here against Green Black Elves. Scene seems okay. It's like a touch awkward that I have Cage and Explosives together. I guess I'm just playing out the Explosives proactively, right? Like that's definitely the plan. No, we played against Jun Shadow in the first match. The counter spells are there for fast combo and control decks, so there's a non-zero chance we just never need them. I'm gonna Bauble on my opponent's upkeep because I want to see what they're drawing for the turn, but I don't want to have the extra card in my hand in case they have a Thoughtseize. Yeah, Stick's fine. That's actually probably the best draw in their deck if they didn't already have one. So it's a 1-drop that lets them get 2 elves into play to use this turn. If they go elite into like Archdruid or Azuri here, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully their hand is mostly 1s and this is going to be very good. Yeah, like if they have an Archdruid here, we could probably just get run out of the game, just being a little bit too slow on the draw. Nothing. That feels good. How do you feel about running Swerve in this deck? I think Swerve sounds hard to cast. I'm also not sure offhand what kind of problem I have that Swerve is solving. The win con is annoying your opponent until they want to go slam their hand in, I don't know, what's something unpleasant, in like the oven door, because it sounds more pleasant than playing against us. That's the actual win condition. Make your opponent miserable. How do you feel about playing Grafdigger's Cage here? I'm gonna do it. I can use this Welding Jar to save the Grafdigger's Cage. I just don't want them to Collected Company. Grafdigger's Cage makes Collected Company not have text, which is nice. This is not just Graveyard Hate. It stops suitor effects. Pseudo stops suitor effect. Doesn't stop Whir of Invention. Sure. And like this could also encourage them to like play more elves out here, thinking they want me to crack the Grafdigger's Cage, like maybe not realizing. I should have held the Welding Jar actually. Although I guess Welding Jar insulates my engineered explosives, so playing it out's probably fine. If they're playing the Grand Pre-Elves list, they don't have access to Court of Calling. And they have the Drain Elf here, and it looks like they do. We're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 13. 2 cards left. This is going to clean up 4 power off the table, but they're still going to have 6 power left over, which is like a 2-turn clock. They have like lands that can drain elf or basically dead. Has to be specifically black source though. That's the Missouri, yep. All right, we need to find a bridge like 2 turns ago. Right on time. What a useful card. So I'm going to go ahead and protect my cage. I'm going to go ahead and crack this Engineered Explosives. Play this Pyrite Spellbomb out. Tap my Grafdigger's cage. I think we're just drawing... No, we're not drawing exactly dead, right? Yeah, because we can play this out on 0. Which means if we find a bridge... We need a bridge or an untapped blue source here. That's exactly lethal. Look at that. Last card in hand. Good beats. Good beats. Would we have gotten there? We would not have. We would have died. Alright. Hopefully next one goes better than that. Thanks everyone for hanging out here tonight. Welcome. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30 plus hours a week. If you... In other news, these Mac Weldon wares are A+. What a natural segue into our wonderful sponsors. Mac Weldon, they provide premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland, you can save 20% on your first order at bit.ly/HoogelClothes. Also, be sure to check out the rest of our sponsors, mtgotraders.com. Love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. As always, if you're enjoying the content as well, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're one of the many people out there who has Twitch, who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon Prime account with your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime for free. And Twitch Prime, like Joe65 there, thank you very much for supporting the channel with Twitch Prime. I do appreciate that. Twitch Prime lets you support a content creator of your choice on Twitch every single month. It comes at no additional cost to yourselves, and it supports my content the same as that $4.99 a month subscription. Someone asked a second ago, JMP asked about a white splash versus the red splash. A card that's kind of interesting out of the white splash is Demystifying Capsule, I think it is. It's 1 white to play it, and then you tap with 3 and sacrifice it to disenchant, which seems neat, but it also still doesn't answer Stony Silence. We used to play it in Lantern, but it slowly got removed from sideboards. I've liked Sun Droplet. This deck has a harder time getting its hand empty quickly against aggro deck Zach. Like, our curve is a little bit higher, so like 1, 2, and 3 power creatures like get in under your Ensnaring Bridge till turn 4 or 5 a lot of the time. The pile of Sun Droplets are also very good against burn. I think like with this current configuration, this deck has a favorable burn matchup. Yeah, the main deck one could be unnecessary. I just like maybe the Metallic Rebukes are good enough to like playing more. Previously, I just like didn't have another card I really wanted in my main deck. Because I think like more than 2 Welding Jars in the main's a little excessive, just because most people don't have that many ways to kill artifacts in their main deck. I just feel like Aether Grade gives you a really clean way to interact with the creature decks, while also doubling as a win condition against the control decks in the format. So like when you actually want to kill people, Aether Grid is good, and it's also good at helping you not die. So I feel like a card that fills both of those roles is pretty rare. The second probably pull off Spine of Ishah. Spine of Ishah in the 75 actually sounds kind of sweet. I don't know about main deck, but like 1 in the 75 seems very reasonable. I think Black Green Elves is great. We've streamed that deck a few times recently. Friday, I think we streamed with the Grand Prix list. Hey, Spawn of Hathor. Thank you very much for the 2-month resubscription. Thanks for the continued support. Thanks for helping me do what I do here every week. Just wanted to shout out the card series. Amazing. I was able to pick up 3 opals this week at a reasonable price. That's awesome. Sweet. Wall of Omens, Eldrazi Temple. All right, you have my interest. Came for the memes, stayed for the prison streams. Thanks for the content. King Cranium, thank you for the 2-month subscription and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get some always yield on these things. It looks like Bears, probably just like a Bears deck that has like Restoration Angels and stuff in it. I'm gonna just go ahead and get Bridge into play here before they thought not to zero me next turn. Ah, very unlucky. Just no plays. Nothing to see here. Huh. Yeah, I think a copy of Spine. I think you get to points where you can cord for Spine or Whir for Spine pretty easy. So that seems reasonable. Do I want to aggressively get Bottled Cloister here? Probably not. I'm gonna go ahead and transmute this. Oh, they can't resto. Right, that's only... I'm so used to just calling that card Ancient Tomb that, like, when it's not Ancient Tomb, it feels weird to me. I'm just gonna get Mox Opal here, actually, right? Just, like, ramp up. Oh, that could have been even Mind Sensor. I'm really glad it wasn't, since I just, like, YOLO jammed. Their hand just like a bunch of Path to Exiles? I guess it could be. It's a Welding Jar. Do I just want to go get... I think I'm just going to go get Bottled Cloister on this turn cycle. Famous last words. I'm pretty sure they can't take Bottled Cloister out of play. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it now so we don't get hit by either of these. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Cometh at me, bro. Oh, wait. You can't. Oh, lordy. Lordy, there's a Flicker Wisp in our future. Well, I mean, like, if they flick us, we just lose these two cards, right? And then I get this back. I mean, like, this is actually okay, right? Yeah, like, they actually just want to hit us. Yeah, I'm pretty... Yeah, like, I think if they've... Even if I would have thought about Flicker Wisp, I think this is fine, right? Like, I got this... I have this Sun Droplet. You think they'll concede to the second Ensnaring Bridge? It's a shame there's not an always yes option on there. Alright, cast my 5th Whir of Invention. So people ask, like, is Tezzeret the win condition? The fact that Tezzeret can be a win condition in this deck is a happy accident. The reason we play Tezzeret the Seeker in this deck is because he's another way to put Ensnaring Bridge into play. He's another way to put Bottled Cloister into play. He's another way to put our lock pieces into play. Are we done yet? What are we? Why are we still playing Magic, opponent? Are we? What's your end game here? They'll need to Vial in Flicker Wisp on your turn to keep them in your hand. That, okay. So we're going to Chalice on 1 this turn. Take the rest of my bits for luck and glory. Thanks for the bits, Wraithmorn. I appreciate it. Welcome. Be having a good evening. It's a transmute. All right. Well, Let's go ahead and start by transmuting, see what we get. I'm not actually sure what we want to get here. Oh, they could eventually have Eldrazi Displacer. Yeah, that's true. They can eventually Displacer us. Do I just want to, like, work towards putting something on 3 here? I think I do. Do I just want to put this out on 3? Is that crazy? That's probably crazy, right? Because, like, I want to cast my 3 drops if I get them. I can put this on 3 this turn, though. Talisman's been okay. Just another way to help you get your hand empty faster. This deck has a hard time getting its hand empty quickly. Fuck it. Let's go. Hey, oh. Let's go. Hey, oh. Let's go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, it's gonna be end step. Resto the Flicker Wisp, sure. And then what are we? Okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Again, we're just like making them jump through hoops to make to make winning the game harder, right? Every little lock piece we put into play, it's another hoop they got to jump through. I feel like we're not allowed to claim anything our opponent does as rude, just like by the pure merit of what we're doing to our opponent. Well, this deck is not Lantern Control. This deck is a different deck that does Ensnaring Bridge things. Much like every Court of Calling deck is a unique and different deck, this is different from Lantern Control. Back up to 20, God bless. Draw 3 cards here. Hey, look, another Chalice the Void. That's fine. Right, name Displacer. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out on 1, I think. Sure. I don't want any of the artifacts in my bin currently, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. I guess I could have slid that EE out on 3. Now that's silly because of these, right? All right, and I'm not gonna be able, and this is one of the reasons why I don't love streaming this deck all the time. I'm not gonna be able to articulate myself a lot for the rest of this game, or maybe even the match, because like this game is very much gonna come down to clock, and I am currently down 2 minutes. I need to fix that. So I'm going to be using my auto pass hotkeys and trying to click through all this stuff faster. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to cash this in at this point. Play the other one out. I don't even know what I'm getting here. Pyrite Spellbomb seems fine. Alright, untap this. Cancel float mana. Untap these. What's going on, Chad? Play this. Play Tolaria West out. Pass the turn. An opponent's basically just playing for the timeout at this point, I'd assume. Especially with the Spellbomb hanging out. Which, to be fair, Moto makes me click through enough triggers that, oh geez, I turned off my auto yields. It's annoying. Let's take a peekaboo at what they have going on over there. Show me what you're working with. Double resto. That's... okay. Yep. So double resto means I want to go get a third bridge, right? Yes, definitely. That is how I would describe prison decks. Grab another bridge. Go. Oh, I guess I didn't need to get the bridge, right? I have Pyrite Spellbomb sitting here to check the Flicker Wisp. It doesn't really matter. I mean, do we care about the Mutavault? Feel like most of the roads lead to Rome here. Honestly, I could have probably even just like named Eldrazi Displacer again, just for like good measure. I like how they're in the tank, like they have a choice here that gets them out of this. Hey, Pequit. Thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription, a quarter of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Thanks for re-upping. Yep, yeah, we're just gonna plus Tezzeret and go for the Tez ult at this point, I think. I suppose we could also just like Tez for Expedition Map and Expedition Map for Rivulet. Yeah, maybe that's the line. I'll start doing that while we tick it up. It only takes us off one turn, right? Now, I don't even have to take a turn off because I can sacrifice this to go get Expedition Map. Tutor for my tutor, yo dog. Tezzeret's faster. Look, if you're someone who's looking for a faster clock, I've got some bad news. This is not the deck for you if you're someone who's looking for a faster clock. I actually can't EE for 4. The Rivulet might also prompt a concession because, like, Rivulet lets us see their hand, which is nice. Oh, they can kill us here, can't they? No, that's not true. I have Pyrite Spellbomb. I definitely should have played some of these cards out to get my hand lower. Because if they blink the Bottled Cloister, we could be in trouble. Sure. Oh yeah, we can use Tezzeret. God, I turned off my fucking auto yields again. Water, wet, grass, green, shitty deck top 8's modern tournament. Any other news to share at 11 tonight? Forgot to replay that because I'm a big silly. All right, white, blue. Green, red. This also triggers Sun Droplet. Which, fun fact, the reason why the Shivan Reefs are in this deck over Spire of Industry is because if you have multiple Sun Droplets out, you can use them to gain health. It is also a team event, that's not wrong. I mean, the green-white deck is fine. It's just like a pile of like kind of underpowered magic cards, but like that's kind of, oh, I should have left this up. Oh, I left this up, right? Look, chat, I'm talking, I'm playing Magic. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. We're gonna lose our, that being said, I'm only at 2 cards in hand, so like, you know, yeah, that seems fine for us, right? Oh no, that kills my Bottled Cloister. Wait, stop it. Stop it. I killed my Bottled Cloister by mistake. Oh no. I have this, it's fine. Everybody calm down. It's gonna be okay. I promise it's gonna be okay, chat. Nobody freak out. I don't have any activations to hold up, right? No, I have welding. Oh, I could have used this to protect my Bottled Cloister too. Just like little things that are getting missed because I'm trying to manage my clock here. That being said, we were down 3 minutes and now I'm only down 50 seconds. So like, we're doing it. Yeah, you get in there, little Mutavault. You deal me 2 points of damage at my, oh, they're attacking Tezzeret? Sure. I'd like to respond to this by putting Bottled Cloister on top of my deck. Thanks. Sure. All right, replay this one. Oh, I should use this for the turn. Did Twitch chat have a reconnection issue there? Sorry, I can't actually, the chat's dead on stream too. I don't have time to fix it, sorry. Did my stream disconnect? No, it doesn't look like I've dropped frames. That's back. You can always feel the salt when they're losing in a position like this. Like, get you. Right, there's chalices out. It's fine. We're gonna ult this in half a second. Trying to get me while I'm auto passing. Get out of here. Radav, my best piece of advice is always, you should just go look at the decks that are listed at MTG Goldfish, and you should look at the prices on them, and you should proxy some of the ones that are within your price range and see which ones you enjoy. Alright, what if we just A-space smash face? I haven't done the math, but I'm assuming it's lethal. Why do I care about Thalia? What does Thalia do? Don't settle the wreckage me, bro. Don't do it. Have a heart. Alright, these sound great. Sun Droplet sounds great for not getting beat down. Spellskite sounds good for their shenanigans. Spyglass seems okay. Chip, C-Dubs, thank you very much for the bid. Sorry, folks, if I'm not interacting a whole lot. I'm gonna end up timing out in this matchup if I'm focusing too much on chat, so I need to try and focus on what's going on. Yeah, Torpor Orb seems fine. I don't think I want Chalices. Engineered Explosives seems okay. Do I want these other cards over here? I don't think so. That was a math for his blocker situation. Yeah, we're catching up. We're still behind, but we're catching up. Hey, Chad Jackson. Thank you for the 12-month resubscription, an entire year. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. Yeah, if we get Ruinous Blasted, we get Ruinous Blasted. That's just not a card we can play around. I suppose there's a world where I could put Chalice on 5, but that seems unlikely. Alright, let's run it. Easy mulligan. Medium keep. I'm gonna bottom that. We've got a lot of lands in our deck. I need a bridge before this card is really good. I love how Magic players just like associate single cards with deck archetypes. I don't hate the card Scape Shift. I actually really love the card Scape Shift. I don't hate the card Ensnaring Bridge. I hate the Magic that Lantern specifically plays. I hate the Magic that red-green Scape Shift specifically plays. I actually really like Scape Shift and Bring to Light Scape Shift as an archetype. No, this is game 2, which is why I need to play quickly, because we took 12 minutes to win game 1. Yep. Good news. Sun Droplet still works. Torpor Orb still works too, actually. That's actually really good against this coming down, right? Sign me up. Yeah. Yep. You have a wasteland? You do have a wasteland. Deal. Always check Magic Online and make sure it's working. Alright. Your move. This isn't an Ensnaring Bridge, but it's gonna hopefully do a decent impersonation of one. Hey, Dusted No Strander. Thank you very much for the 2-month subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Before anyone asks, we're not going to engineered explosives to kill the Stony Silence because that's not how engineered explosives works. All right, so I'm just going to name Eldrazi. Actually, Eldrazi's Placer doesn't matter, right? I'm just going to name Aether Vial, I guess. Oh, you know what? I should play out some of these zeros because they could play Thalia. And I named Aether Vial while they have Stony Silence out. Look, chat, I'm playing quickly. I should have named Mutavault or Chef at Dunes. Nice 0-4. A red source would be so insane for us. I'd like to draw. Do I Ghost Quarter myself at this point and go get my mountain just so like any land lets me cast Ghirapur Aether Grid? Yeah, I think so. I think I just pay the Arbiter tax and Ghost Quarter my Tech Edge. That really sucks if I draw Ensnaring Bridge though. It's not free, chat. I have to pay 2 mana. Well, now we're definitely not. Got it. Mountain. Fun fact, if you have double Sun Droplet out, you actually gain health, which is great. Really want a Shivan Reef here. Or a basic mountain. Ensnaring Bridge, also great. Oh my god, I just clicked OK. Get Leonin Arbiter, trying to play quickly. Leonin Arbiter is like far better online than it is in paper. Not that it matters, right? We're just dead at this point. Yeah, I can block there and then we take lethal. So Stony Silence into a lot of pressure is pretty good when we don't have a bridge. That's fine. We have plenty of time to play game 3 now. Yeah, and like I'm playing more red sources than the original list for this deck was playing. Yeah, Stony Silence doesn't care about your mana ability. Stony Silence even makes Darksteel Citadel not make mana. So you get nothing. I think this hand is fine. I get to crack at least one map before they Stony Silence me. Go get Shivan Reef. Go boop, boop, boop. Down 6. Oh, he's waiting for the stream to catch up, right? Hey, lucky for our opponents, coming to Twitch soon is a new lower latency option. Seems sweet for people that want a ghost. We've literally not boarded it in, Bob. We played against a bunch of decks where it's just not very good. How quiet am I going to be? Very quiet, apparently. Alright, if we draw Ghirapur Aether Grid, the hand's still great. We're 1-1. This is game 3 of the third match. So I can Whir for 2. Tolaria West doesn't get me anything useful currently, right? No, not really. I guess I could just go get... Yeah, I'm just gonna go get Inventors Fair, actually. I guess I feel a little bit bad here if they go Temple Thought Not Me. I definitely want to get Bridge with this. My goal is to get Bridge, but like if they go Temple Thought Not Me, I would like get like what's it called as a consolation prize? Go get Sun Droplet as a consolation prize. Oh god, are gonna get wastelanded. Oh geez, I can't cord anymore either because of Cat Jesus. That's a tilt. Just like infinite turns until we can do anything now. Yeah, so I guess I should have just passed because like in addition to Eldrazi Temple plus Thought Not being bad, Leonin Arbiter Ghost Quarter was also bad for us. Oh. Yeah, they're like Eldrazi in Texas. So next turn I can go get Sun Droplet. All right, we're dead. I guess I can draw exactly. Bridge. Would have been able to survive a little bit longer if I passed with this up that one turn for Sun Droplet. Like maybe get another turn or two out of it, but like drawing like this bad is not going to allow us to do anything. The more games I play with this deck, the less I am enamored by it. It just like kind of feels like typical prison control deck problems in Modern where like the goal of like answering all your opponent's things just like doesn't work out. No, we lost game 2. We lost game 2. They had turn 2 Stony Silence and we never drew a red source for our Ghirapur Aether Grid. I would encourage you to read Mox Opal and understand why that doesn't work. I don't think Chalice has ever been good in Modern for what it's worth. I think it's like people have like these romantic ideas, these memories of like what Chalice does in Legacy, and they're like, well, if a card's really good in Legacy, it has to be really good in Modern, right? But like the power level of a card like Chalice of the Void is format contextual, and Modern just doesn't have that critical mass of one mana spells like Legacy does. I mean, this hand's not bad. Like this is what this deck does. Like these are we've got cards that do stuff. I'm just so tired of that. Get out of here. I'm just so tired of people repeating that same stupid bullshit. It's not Lantern. Repeat after me, chat. There are things right and wrong with this deck. It might be good, it might be bad, but things it's not. It's not fucking Lantern control. It's not. It's not. Not every deck with Collected Company in it is the same deck. Not every deck with Court of Calling in it is the same deck. Not every deck with Thoughtseize in it is the same deck. Not every deck with Ensnaring Bridge in it is the same deck. People get so hyper focused on like one similar card. It's like, as someone who's played like a lot of really bad decks and built a lot of really bad decks, I'm not in a bad mood. People like that's the same thing people keep repeating, and it's incorrect just all of the time, right? Like I can't tell you the number of times like I would do okay in a tournament with like kind of a mediocre deck list, and people would be like, oh, that deck's just like the one I built, what do you think of it? And they'd send me a deck list, and I'd be like, well, our decks only share 40 cards, and like 40 cards overlap like could mean entirely different archetypes. So like I get it, like we could be the same colors and we could have like the same top end finisher, but like our two decks are by no means the same just because they share like those two things, right? Yeah, like blue-red Bottled Cloister, blue-red Ensnaring Bridge, like yes, they are both Ensnaring Bridge decks. I think they do fundamentally different things though. Like what their goal is very different. So I think I just want to play this Chalice out for, because this is actually a matchup where Chalice on one is good, right? It is a prison deck. They are certainly both prison decks. I agree. They are the same archetype. Just like all Court of Calling decks are generally creature decks because they need creatures to fuel their Court of Callings, right? But they're not the same deck. I think I just want to put this Tolaria West into play here. And then, yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Engineered Explosives out with Sunburst 1, but converted mana cost 2, so I play it out through my Chalice. I'm a big fan of the straight green-black beatdown version of Elves that top 8 of the last Grand Prix. I think that build is really trim. It's got a lot of good things going on with it. And then I'm going to intentionally run out these 1-mana spells into my Chalice of the Void here, because my goal is to get my hand empty for this Ensnaring Bridge at some point. Yeah, Lead the Stampede's really great. I really like that the straight green-black Elves deck gets to play Lead the Stampede, and it gets to play Collected Company, because it like gives you 8 cards that allow you to be very good at grinding. Yeah, actually, the guy that top-8'd the Grand Prix with Elves, he didn't actually have Cavern of Souls in his deck because he couldn't afford them. I'm just getting a couple of bridges here. Like, this lets them kill my Tezzeret, but like if I get 2 bridges out, this should probably lock the game up, especially. Although I guess they main deck Echoing Truthed me, so maybe that's not the case. Aether Grid seems great. Spellskite confirmed good. Sun Droplet not good. 1 Spyglass is fine. Grafdigger's Cage not good. Tormod's Crypt not good. Map's a little slow. I'm not sure if Damping Sphere is good or not. Witchbane Orb is not good. What do we want? Welding Jar is probably okay. I guess I'm gonna leave in Spyglass rather than Pithing Needle because I plan to put Chalice on one. Why is it more beatdown, Be Rich? In my experience, the green-black build's the better aggressive deck because the reach you get from playing Shaman of the Pack is huge in an aggro deck. Like, Shaman of the Pack is like having another pseudo-lord. It also like lets you win out of board states that you wouldn't normally be able to win out of. And I think like the sideboard card advantage is like marginal in a deck that like can't find a lot of those sideboard cards by tutoring them. So I'd rather just like kill them faster or like play discard spells. I think I like this plan. Metallic Rebuke seems, that's probably slow and bad. We missed our 3-month anniversary. Velik, thanks for the 3-month resub at the tier 3 level. I appreciate that. Be sure to drop me a line and let me know what donation deck you want to put in the queue for your big sub this month. I'll leave one more needle in. That's probably fine. Just can tag Ink Moth. That card's kind of annoying. Shaman does beat Worship. What do I think about Even versus Odd Paladin? I haven't played either of those yet. I'm pretty sure Even Paladin has better results stats-wise, so it's probably a little bit better. Spellskite, Aether Grid. You know what I would kill for? I really wish we had a blue-red talisman this deck could play. After we finish up with the blue-red prison deck, we got this match and one more in this league. We're going to play some Dredge, and then we're going to play a throwback to a deck that I'd played a long time ago. It's called, it's an aggro Scape Shift deck. It's got Step Links and Knight of the Reliquary and Plated GOP, and then curves up into Scape Shift. Yeah, Shaman does target, so it doesn't beat Witchbane Orb, doesn't beat Leyline. The Leyline's bugged on Magic Online right now, so you get to beat that automatically. That is the deck that I top forward the Modern Classic with because I forgot Geeky Court at home. Deck is sweet. Why not play Jar there? I don't know, because I didn't click on it. I have no idea. I am blissfully ignorant of how much Magic cards cost. I don't own physical or paper or digital Magic cards. I play paper events so sparingly, and I play so many different decks on Magic Online. I just don't own anything. So next turn we will crack map, grab mountain, cast Aether Grid. That probably ends the game. Nature's Claim. Stop it. They're probably going to be pretty sad that they just spent that on my Welding Jar when I have this Aether Grid coming out. If you do play Elves without Cavern and you're playing green-black, you should probably have Undiscovered or Territory, whatever the new Choose a Creature type card is. That it's Cavern but doesn't make it uncounterable. You should probably have that in your deck. You just want more dual lands, basically. Unclaimed Territory, yeah, that's one. That's the one. No, I'm really not a fan of Mana Traders. I've read nothing but a lot of bad feedback about their customer service, and I'm not a big fan of their pricing model online. At any rate, what I am a fan of is some of these wonderful companies right here. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your Magic cards into other Magic cards or cash directly to the players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. This stream is also made possible by viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. At the very least, please make sure to hit that follow button If you're enjoying the stream, following the stream doesn't cost you anything, and I'll let you know when I go live and with what. Who am I and why should you follow me? Well, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30 plus hours a week. If you're enjoying my content, in addition to checking out the sponsors, please consider subscribing on Twitch. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, and if you have Twitch Prime, you can subscribe for free. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and those help keep me doing this here full-time. Those are what I use to pay the bills. At any rate, we are 2-2 now with Blue-Red Prison. This deck's okay. I don't know, I just feel like there's two things about this deck why I ended up ultimately taking this off the list of decks that I was considering playing at the Open next month. The first is that this deck in general has a very low power level. Like, what it's doing isn't objectively busted. And when you're playing Alpstrom, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. When you're playing with a deck that's generally low power level in Modern, the threshold for mistakes is very low because the actual power level of your deck isn't going to carry you through to a lot of your victories. And the other thing is that, like, this deck plays a lot of really long matches of Magic, and like playing lots of long matches of Magic without breaks at a tournament for 9 rounds in one day, that's a recipe to like eventually start making mistakes that are going to lose you games. Yeah, my list is basically just down to just kind of Nahiri and green-black. I think I'm leaning towards playing green-black rock. I've been really happy with how green-black rock has felt and performed. The Nahiri deck, while it has a combo finish in it, like, it isn't anywhere near as proactive as green-black, which is why I'm leaning towards green-black. Ooh, okay, Urza's mine. So, Blue-Tron. The Sun Droplet probably doesn't matter, but it gets an artifact into play for Whir of Invention. If you haven't seen us play Jeskai Nahiri before, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. All my streams get archived there. And there's always deck lists in the video descriptions. So check out the last time we played Nahiri on there. Keep up the good work, Jeff. You've drawn me back into Magic for the last couple of months and more fun monies. Thank you for the 2-month resubscription, Dunzors. I appreciate you re-upping the support there. Thank you for that. How good is Eggs? Eggs seems very good if you want to play a Storm deck that both loses to Graveyard Hate and Stony Silence. Oops, did I say that out loud? What you have to remember about Matt Nass putting up results with Eggs is that Matt Nass is probably better at Magic than me and most of the chat, all 400 of us combined. That's what you have to realize about Matt Nass doing well with a combo deck. Is this Tolaria West doing something useful? Maybe. I feel like it probably has to, right? Actually, I'm just gonna pass because I want to whir for the Crucible of Worlds if they tap out. Hey, Anoronics, now that I'm here, the skill level's listed. I think you're still underselling him. I could be. Matt Nass is a very good Magic player. I mean, why do I want Damping Sphere? They're nowhere near having drawn. But if he's good at Magic, why did he pick the deck to begin with? Because Magic, especially, and this is gonna sound weird to people. Did you know that people play Magic the Gathering for more reasons other than to just give themselves the best possible chance at winning? Some people play Magic the Gathering to have fun. Look at that. Look at that. Velik just like taking that nail and acing it on the head. Some people derive enjoyment from playing Magic the Gathering, and if they enjoy playing a deck like Eggs, they're going to continue to play it, even if it might not be the most powerful thing in the format, because they have fun playing it. Blue-Tron, traditionally speaking, doesn't play many or any cards. That being said, you know, Magic Online, things vary, but the Magic Police will kick in your door. It's like a meme. Yeah, fun is definitely a meme. The dankest of memes. I feel like this Drago doesn't favor us, but I also just feel like I don't really have anything else to do. Maybe I should have just played this out. Four color traverse. And maybe at some point, there's one towards the top of the queue. So if I don't have a 4-color traverse video in there, we will at some point soon. Just go ahead and kill this drawn piece while the killing is good. Yeah, usually they have like, can we win this? Like, is this even remotely winnable? I really don't feel like slogging this out. That's a matchup that's not very common, and none of our, and again, just like, you know, Modern's a format where like so many of our things are just like, there's so many different stuff, there's so many different things, and I guess we could have put Chalice onto at some point, but like, how are we actually going to resolve these spells through their counter spells? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, we didn't play any matches where Metallic Rebuke were good, so like, I don't really have feedback on whether or not this change is worthwhile. So I think I would have to play more games. Like the Metallic Rebukes, I would want to play games against decks like Storm and Blue-White Control and Jeskai Control and like Grixis Control. I'd want to see if those are the matchups where these could be good. All right, it's fine. We're gonna play plenty more Blue-Red Prison in the future. There's like, Justin put like 3 more of them in the queue. There's another one towards the top, so we'll probably play this again tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on how the cookie crumbles. All right, I'm gonna give you a timeout for telling me to make a change without telling me a reason. Double Spellbomb with runes to kill. So like, yeah, I just don't feel like slogging through it, basically. Remember that whole rant about playing Magic to have fun? That was not about to be a fun matchup for us. All right, speaking of fun, let's, do I do Dredge next? Yeah, let's do Aggro Scapeshift next. This deck's a hoot. I need to get some fun in my life. Dredge is aggressive, but we'll close with that. We'll close with Dredge. Let's play Aggro Scapeshift next. Can I have a timeout? Of course. Enjoy.